It is now 16 minutes to go to 7 o'clock here on Morning Barbados today as we turn our attention now to the Errol and Nita Barrow Trust Fund, Educational Trust Fund. I'm sure you know the names, and there might be a generation of people who may not know the names, but we want to explain all of it to you and how the Trust Fund, Educational Trust Fund, can assist you. And so joining us today are some of the Board of Trustees members, Janelle Chandler and Dr. Basil Springer. Good morning, both of you.
Good morning.
Thank you. Good to see you again as well. There's, as I said, a generation of people who may have heard, they may have read of Errol and Nita Barrow. They may not have lived the life with them, as you and I have. So let's put that into perspective. First of all, who they were and what their legacy is and why this trust fund is such an important and rich trust fund. Who's going to talk to me about that?
Yeah, well, I will start the ball rolling, Pearson. The trust fund was established in memory of two eminent Barbadians that we all know, brother and sister. Errol Barrow, who was the first Prime Minister, of Barbados and a national hero, and his sister Dame Nita Barrow, who was Governor General, in Barbados, and in fact died in office. Errol died in 1987, and Nita died in 1995. And after Errol passed away, a number of his friends, and family got together to establish the Errol Barrow Trust. And later, after Nita died, we decided to add her, and it was called the Errol and Nita Barrow Educational Trust. And it was registered, in Barbados as a trust. Since then, we decided to since they were both supporters of education in terms of the individual, education at all levels, since then we decided to give awards specifically focused to people who are doing postgraduate degrees and who may be short of funds, towards the end of their program, so that they could finish their programs and re-establish themselves into the workforce. So that's how it all began in memory of these two eminent Barbadians. But of course, when you get involved in this activity, there are two major things. One is that, first of all, you have to raise the funds through sponsorship. And secondly, you have to decide who the awardees will be. Good. So the trust spends a lot of time during the year doing both of those things, establishing the processes to raise funds on a continual basis. And then we have a mechanism where we invite individuals to apply for these scholarships and then to award the scholarships. So this is the time of the year where we send out these invitations for people to apply, and then where some subcommittees within the trust get together and invite people to apply, and then we process them, and then they are awarded, and then the process continues on an annual basis. So that's really what we're all about. It's been a very successful process over the years. I've certainly been on 25 years on this particular trust, and there are a lot of younger ones like Janelle, who will introduce herself in a minute. And she will also tell you exactly what the process is. So over to you, Janelle.
So Janelle, if you can just clarify for us, but Dr. Basil said people are invited to apply. Is it simply by invitation, or can anyone who did not receive an invitation also apply? What's the process?
So yes, anyone who did not receive an invitation can apply. We basically have an ad that we're currently running online across several islands, because the award is open to the Commonwealth Caribbean. So persons from several islands outside of Barbados as well, and including Barbados, can apply for this award. It is applicable to persons between the ages of 22 and 45 years of age, and specifically for postgraduate type programs. And I say programs and not degrees, because you would have persons doing maybe a diploma, a postgraduate diploma, or they may be doing a supplementary program post their first degree. So we are open to looking and reviewing educational programs of that sort. In the face of COVID as well, we have also opened up to looking at both programs in addition to the traditional face-to-face programs. And this year award would be applicable to persons doing programs that will be completed during the academic year of 2022 to 2023.
So, yes, so the process is that I go online, complete an application form, and then it follows the process thereafter, correct?
Yes. So once you go online, so you can go to our website, www.arolanitabarroeducationaltrust.org, and you go to the awards guidelines section, and there you would have a document that I encourage everyone to download and read. That gives you insight into what the process is all about, the supporting documentation that you should also have, and then the link to the application form, which is all online, that is on the screen now. So once you have all your supporting documents together, which should be evidence of citizenship, a certified copy of your first degree, acceptance to the postgraduate program that you're looking to do, and a statement of funds available. Now, that last one is very important, and the reason is because this award is an educational grant. It is not a full scholarship. So we like to know that we are giving to persons, yes, who are in need, but who can then complete the funding for the program as well. So it is a partial grant, and it's not a full scholarship. So just wanted that to be clear for persons who are looking to apply.
Oftentimes people hear these offerings and they think, oh, it must be for that academic person who's pursuing science, technology, those kinds of things. But give us a sense of who really is this educational trust opportunity for? Is it for anyone with any particular skill set or area of study?
Yes. So we have awarded in the past, as recent as last year, to somebody who was doing a postgraduate program in drama and movement therapy. We've also awarded persons doing music, hospitality, facilities management, public administration, those types of programs as well. So we look at a cross-section of programs. So it's not only for science and those types of areas, but all areas we're very interested in.
This is great, and it really redounds. Go ahead, Dr. Basil Spring. Really would redound to
I was
the
going to say
development.
that Janelle can speak about this in depth because she herself was an awardee, who decided to give back to the trust by becoming a trustee, and she is one of the very active members, of the trust in terms of whatever we do. So I think she should be congratulated for that, and probably we can encourage other awardees to also participate in our activities and give back to society.
Absolutely, and that's what the whole trust fund is about, giving back to society, further developing the society that gave birth to you. Let's talk a little bit about that. How do you ensure that once receipt of the assistance through the Educational Trust Fund, that person does give back and further develop the society from which they come?
Well, we're thinking about establishing go ahead, Janelle, please.
Okay, so we've started an alumni of persons who would have received awards in the past. So we reach out to them, even during the programs, while they're doing the programs, we will touch base with them, see how they're getting through and that type of stuff. And then we encourage them to stay connected through various mediums with us. And then we would have several little get-togethers where we would invite persons to come and speak, share their experiences, and also then talk to persons who may be looking to apply and go and study in the future. I'll hand over to Dr. Springer to add to that.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what I was going to say. And I would add to that by saying we're also going to encourage some social programs. So we bring people together socially and also get them involved in the fundraising. Professor Avinash Prasad, who is well known in Barbados, is our chairman, and there are about 10 of us on the committee, family members as well as other interested parties, and there have been several since a lot of them deceased who were there since the beginning, since the trust was established. So we've had great support over the years, and we are continuing to build on the initial foundation and to allow this trust to go on almost in perpetuity with the various plans that we have for raising funds, increasing the awards, and contributing to the economic development of Barbados and the Caribbean.
Now, over 100 people have already been recipients of this from the Errol and Nita Barrow Educational Trust Fund. And you spoke earlier about replenishment of that fund because, it's not an open well that just goes on forever. Let's talk a little bit about how you go about doing so and what is on the cards really to maintain, and how can people help with maintaining the fund?
Well, there are several things that we can do in terms of fundraising, and one is to invite individuals to make large donations to the fund, and then we can invest those funds when the investment climate is right, so that you can live off, as it were, the interest, the dividends from the fund. That's one area. Another one is to encourage an annual donation subvention to the fund so that we keep the coffers going. And the third one is to engage in various fundraising events, on an annual basis. We say annual because the awards are annual, so we have to replenish the funds. And so far, so good. But we are early days yet, and we invite individuals to make a contribution. 2.5 years ago, we had a major event, at the Lloyd Erskine Center and Sandyford Center, and it was really a wonderful event. It celebrated the 100th anniversary of Errol Barrow, and over 350 people, attended, and it was a wonderful occasion. Now we have to build on that and ask all those people who are obviously supporters to continue, supporters, and invite their friends to support something which is established to help Barbados grow. And when Barbados grows, we all grow.
Indeed, together we all grow. So Janelle, back to you now. Let's walk through again quickly for those who are watching and a parent who's trying to decide how they can support their financing of their child's or even their own development as well. So the application process, the deadlines, and the kinds of things that you would be looking for.
Okay, so to access the application form, it's an online form. Go to www.errolandnitabarrowetrust.org. Click on the section Award Guidelines. Download the Award Guidelines document. Have a read. Ensure that you have your supporting documents ready, such as evidence of citizenship. This can be a birth certificate or a copy of your passport, a certified copy of your graduate degree, acceptance to the postgraduate program, and a statement of the funds available. Click on the link for the online application form and start filling that out, and attach your supporting documents at the end. The deadline for applications is July 3rd. And persons who are shortlisted will be then invited to an interview, and they will know if they're successful by the 29th of July.
Okay. That brings us a nice sigh of relief to the minds of a lot of people. By the 29th of July, you'll be sure that you're moving on in the next stage of your education once you've made the application. Not everyone will receive, but certainly, we want to wish everyone who does apply the very best and hope that they are acknowledged in some way. So I want to thank both of you. Well done. And for those of you who have the depth of revenue, you can make contributions to the Errol and Nita Barrow Educational Trust, and you can go onto the website to get to know more about how you can cut that. Both of these or others on the team as well to be able to lend by donating towards the fund as well. So thank you so much, Janelle Chandler and Dr. Basil Springer, who are board trustees with the Errol and Nita Barrow Educational Trust Fund. Wish only the very best to yourselves and to those who are applying as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, person.
You're very welcome. We'll take a break here on Morning Barbados. When we come back, the news.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning.